Good evening, everyone. Tonight we have with us Swami Sarvadevananda from the Vedanta Society of Southern California. And I've requested him, and he has graciously agreed to conduct the class tonight. So I will turn everything over to Swami Sarvadevananda. Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiritam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Buridayana Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we are in the Gospel reading of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was here we find that came to Calcutta, and that was the day, auspicious day of Durga Puja, Mahastami, Ashtami day, and he was invited at others' house, and Ramakrishna came there, and M was waiting for his coming, and they met, and ultimately discussion was going on. Sri Ramakrishna was speaking to Naren and others. Just before today's reading, I find that Sri Ramakrishna was talking of there are classes, a class of devotees, and he was mentioning about Nitya Siddhas, those who are eternally Siddha, they are free, they are never bound into the maze of ignorance. And that was the discussion going on. And today we read here, those who are born as the companions of an incarnation of God are eternally perfect. For some of them, that birth is the last. So it is continuing with the idea of the Ishvara Kotis. They come not like us, but they are already perfected, but they come to fulfill the mission of the Lord when he takes a human birth. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna says, those who are born as companions of the incarnations, who came with God when he comes down again and again. That's why we find that in Sri Ramakrishna incarnation, he talks about Sarat and Sasi. He found in the companion of Jesus Christ when he came down in the form of Jesus. They are the companions. So they have come again to fulfill the mission in Ramakrishna's presence, no? And to fulfill the mission of Sri Ramakrishna. Like that, these incarnations, they are perfected already. But they come only have a bigger mission to show how spirituality can be manifested in life under the stewardship of the Lord himself, Narayana himself. To be joy, Sri Ramakrishna continues, you have both yoga and bhoga. King Janaka also had yoga and bhoga. Therefore, he is called Rajarshi, both king and seer of truth. Narada was a Devarsi and Sukadeva a brahmarsi. Yes, Sukadeva was a brahmarsi. He was not a mere jnani. He was the very embodiment of jnana, divine knowledge. Whom do I call a jnani? A man who has attained knowledge and has done so after much effort. Sukadeva was the very image of knowledge. In other words, a form of concentrated knowledge. He attained knowledge spontaneously without any labor. So here we find that the brahmajnanis, different levels of brahmajnanis. There is not that it should be all mendicant, not it should be always monks, but he's talking about Janaka, King Janaka. He's talking present day ideal Vijay Krishna Goswami. No? So he's pointing towards Vijay Krishna Goswami, looking at his extraordinary spiritual life. He says, you are a, like you have yoga and bhoga, like King Janaka has yoga and bhoga. That means a king at the same time knower of truth. That's a very exceptional spiritual manifestation. A king, that's why Swami Vivekananda said, if a king can realize God, maintaining his kingly duties, why not we? What responsibility is more we have to perform rather than that of a king to perform? So it means that Brahmajnana does not depend on which profession you are, in which body you are, and what kind of job you do. The question is that knowledge can come to anyone if one practices that discipline. So here is the example giving the King Janaka. Janaka is the king, also had yoga and bhoga. That's the major thing, that he has a yoga of union with the divine, and bhoga as the kingly. He lives in a palace, have all these things, luxuries of life, though he is not affected by that because he is a jnani, but he can live as a king at the same time, can be a jnani. So he is called the Raja and Rishi, that is Rajorsi. So both king and seer of truth. And Narada was not a king. Narada is a wandering mendicant with a single string instrument. He's going all around and singing the glories of God. So he is Narada. He was a Devata and Rishi Devarsi. He was, in a sense, Devata, God, in a higher than human appearance. Narada is a human being. Yes, there was a story that he was a human being. But his nature was like a Devata. So, and a Rishi. Rishi means always seers of truth. Those who have the finest idea to see beyond. And they are also called Kobi, Rishi, Kobi, those who can see through and beyond. And then Sukadeva is Brahma Rishi. Sukadeva, why? Because Sukadeva is not coming out of mother's womb. That is the story. He is already attained knowledge, is full of knowledge, and he does not want to enter into the world of Maya. So that's why he said that he was growing in mother's womb for how many years? 18 years or something. Though we do not know how that is possible. But anyhow, the story goes like that, that Narada, Sukadeva, Vyasa's son, Sukadeva, already he is established in knowledge. And who is established in knowledge, he cannot enter into the Maya. He's not coming out of the womb of mother to fall into this Maya. Then it is said, ultimately with prayer, it was a special, what is called, application of the power of God. The whole world should be bereft of Maya for the moment he is born. And that's why he was born. And as soon as he is born, he has no Maya. So he is running, running, running. He's going towards beyond the world, going into his in the life of a forest life or mendicant's life, renouncing life. He does not look right and left, mom, dad, brother, sister, nothing. Just run, run, run. And Baso is running after him, my son, my son, my son. No. So that story we hear. That's why he is called the not Devorsi, not Rajorsi, but he is a Brahmorsi. And a Brahmajnani and Rishi. So this is the category Sri Ramakrishna is saying that there are rishis of different categories. Rajorsi, then come the Devorsi, and then come Brahmorsi. And then he says, yes, Sukadeva was Brahmorsi. He was not mere a Jnani. He was the very embodiment of Jnana. Jnani normally means uh, Paraksha Jnani, you know. The students of the Jnana path, they are not Jnani actually, but Jnana Margi. They are following in the path of Jnana. By practicing this, following this Jnana Marga, when one attains to the perfection, then he sees not this world, but sees Brahman everywhere. That is the Jnani. Jnani is the, but here he's saying that the Sukadev was not mere Jnani. Mere Jnani, like the student following the path of Jnana, what do we do? Day and night we say, not this, I am not this, I am the witness consciousness, I have three states of consciousness, five kosas, all these are struggling day and night to feel that I am not within this duality, and duality is only a fiction, a Maya. No? So that's the Jnana path. And how much struggle people do to reach that goal, rejecting everything, not this, not this, not this, not this. And then they reach a point of experience when he is called the real Jnani. That means Jnani means he has touched the ground of reality. He has been tuned to consciousness, absolute consciousness, aham brahmasmi, that I, this not this material I, but the real consciousness behind this little self and the cosmic consciousness, they merge into that. That's called the Jnani. It needs long struggle. But here he's talking of Shukadev. Shukadev does not fall in that category. He's established in that, is an embodiment of Jnana. Sri Ramakrishna says, Shukadev was the very image of knowledge. Or in other words, a form of concentrated knowledge, as if knowledge is taken a human form, Vijnana state. He attained knowledge spontaneously without any labor. So when he attained the knowledge, everyone has to make effort a little bit, but he attained to the knowledge of the absolute truth without effort. That means effort is already done, everything. This birth is only to reach the last trace of level of separation is gone. Now Kedar is singing. Saying this, Sri Ramakrishna came down to the normal mood. Then he talked freely with the devotees. The master asked Kedar to sing a song, and Kedar sang. How shall I open my heart, O friend? It is forbidden me to speak. I am about to die for lack of a kinder soul to understand my misery. A devotional song. So Kedar sang several other songs also. After the music, the master again talked to devotees. Nandalal, Kesav's nephew, was also present with a few Brahmo friends. They were sitting near the master. Master is talking to Vijay and other devotees. A man brought a bottle of consecrated wine for me, but I could not even touch it. And Vijay said, "Ah." Master said, "I became intoxicated at the mere thought of God. I do not have to take any wine. I feel drunk at the very sight of the Charanamrita. I feel as if I had drunk 5 bottles of liquor." When a person attains such a state, he cannot help discriminating about food. So here we get a glimpse of why Sri Ramakrishna could not eat food touched by anyone, brought by anyone, cooked not in a pure way, or a person touches that food, he could not accept it. He said that his mind condition is that someone brought a bottle of consecrated wine as offered to Ma Kali. For me, normally people drink it with no Mother Kali's prasad. Tantric people will do that. What the question of eating? Sri Ramakrishna, I could not even touch it. And Vijay understood how intoxicating was that, even the name of the wine, consecrated wine. No? Sri Ramakrishna said, I become intoxicated at the mere thought of God, because it was given to God. So God comes so fast, the object, there is no importance of the object, what is there. And I do not have to take any wine, but he got intoxicated. That's the point. This is a very high level, very difficult for us to understand. In the name, while even hearing the word Sura, that song is there. সুরাপান করিনে আমি সুধা খাই জয় কালী বলে, মন মাতালে মাতাল করে, মদ মাতালে মাতাল বলে, সুরাপান করি না আমি. So he said, I don't have to drink. Surapan kori na ami. I don't drink sura. Sudha khai. Even if he has, anytime he has, the song is runs like that. Sudha khai. I drink the nectar of the Divine Mother. And মদ মন মাতালে মাতাল করে, মদ মাতালে মাতাল বলে. When a mod means the wine. When people drink mod, then Israel is a maddened by intoxicated, not intoxicated, is a maddened with drinking liquor. But mon matale, the mind gets intoxicated. Ramakrishna's condition is mind gets intoxicated. Even hearing the word wine, consecrated wine, or seeing that, sometimes he used to touch and put in the forehead, not in the tongue even, because it's mother's prasad. So the mother's name makes him so intoxicated, so he got totally lost. Girish Ghosh was first when he came to Dakshineshwar, that was his experience, no? So he entered into the room of Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar, and Sri Ramakrishna is clapping his hand and is talking with the ma, 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 ma. And he saw that he's so intoxicated, inebriated, he's thinking, what brand of wine is this? And he is having already in the bottle 2 bottles in his armpit, and the car and the carriage, there are few, but he's drinking all the time. But he says, I don't get that on intoxication. So what is this man has? What brand? What? So, but Sri Ramakrishna then sang this song, Surapan Korinayami, Sudha Khai Jai Kali Bole. So it is such deep love for God. It is spontaneous. Even to hear anything, Any little inspiration, it can flare up that spiritual energy to up and losing the outer consciousness, getting deep into the absorption of the joy of the divine. So this is the position Sri Ramakrishna is talking about. I become intoxicated at the mere thought of God. I don't have to take any wine. I feel drunk at the very sight of the Charanamrita. My God. Huh? Charanamrita, we offer at puja time, what is water, consecrated water, and we all drink little. What happens? Nothing happens to us. We entire drink even the whole cup. But Sri Ramakrishna says that even that consecrated day, it is even Charanamrita at the sight. Oh, it was offered to God. It is his prasad, or his feet has been washed with this water. But looking at that, I get totally sight makes me drunk. That drunk means I totally lose my outer consciousness, and his behavior becomes when no control over the limbs. He walking, he will be wavering, no, like that. As a drunk person. So the drinking in Calcutta was so common during those days of Ramakrishna. It is said that people can be, uh, you can find gentlemen lying down in the sidewalk, uh, fully drunk. Uh, so, but intoxication, that's why it's very common. Sri Ram is going to give that intoxication. But his intoxication is something else. Even Charanamrita, not to eat, not to touch, not to, only looking at Charanamrita, it goes to God and Ma, and then Ma moons. It shoots up. Anything shoot up the mind. Thakur went to where? In the zoo. And when he saw what? The lion, no? And then Ma. Seeing the lion, Samadhi. What is this? What has that to do with lion and Samadhi? Because lion, oh, it is a ride. Mother Durga rides on lion, and then, oh, Mother Durga. And Mother Durga, boom. But our mind does not go there. We try to put it there, it comes down here. It does not go at all. But Ramakrishna's mind finding any clue anywhere, and then boom, goes to Samadhi. And not to Samadhi, before that he is unbalanced. People will look at him and see that, oh my God, what has happened to this guy? Because he is not in the normal plane of consciousness. He is in the high flight of the knowledge of the self, no? And that's, it is not, it is bhakta state. A samadhi state, that's a different thing. There is no expression of that. But it is as if enjoying the bliss of the divine in Saguna Brahma, standing little away, almost merging and not merging, that tremendous point of Bhava Mukha or whatever we have heard like that. I am thinking that maybe in that mood, she's is still in that mood, duality, in the level of duality. And that's why when he goes to Samadhi, then he becomes still. That's why we find Thakur's hand raised situation and Hridaya is holding until it falls down. But before that, this is the expression of his, and Ramakrishna describes when a person attains such a state, he cannot help discriminating about food. Here comes the question. Ramakrishna, many people think why Ramakrishna does not take bhakta is bringing, and even Rambabu. Rambabu was coming from Calcutta and he purchased some jilebi. Thakur likes jilebi. On the way, he found that one jilebi shop and he fresh jilebi, and she went in, collected some jilebi, and a boy is a poor boy probably, seeing the jilebi is asking, give, 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 and that boy will not leave. So ultimately he gave one or two pieces of jilebi from that container and gave it away. And Sri Ramakrishna was happy when Rambabu reached Dakshineshwar with a jilebi in hand, like a child. He wanted to eat, but his hand could not touch. And his reaction, then he said, Ram, where did you get this jalebi? Then inquiry started. Where do you get this jalebi? I purchased the jalebi from. So he also forgot that the boy was asking for the jalebi, so he gave that jalebi. So Ramakrishna's radar could catch that, but he could not take it. So this is the unique state of Sri Ramakrishna, where he cannot get the touch of anything or anything impure. He cannot tolerate. We are allergic to many things, no? When we eat, someone says that garbanjal, I feel allergic. Someone maybe peanut. Airport has all airlines have stopped giving peanut. Allergy to lawsuit maybe there. So someone we are allergic. Why? Our body does not take it. You don't hate it. We like to take peanut, but someone's body does not adjust with that. So many food items are there which we cannot take it because body cannot adjust. So Sri Ramakrishna is sensitive very in a final level, not in the gross level, of course, but also final level. Even someone touching an impure person with impure thought, we don't understand that because our mind is not that sensitive. But Thakur's mind is so sensitive that the evil thought, negative thought, going into it, any type of impurity or false thing or untruth, he cannot touch it. If he touches, his hand bends or it falls into the ground, he cannot take it. Remember the story of Jogin Maharaj. Jogin Maharaj used to live in Dakshineshwar, and Jogin Maharaj used to bring every day lemon from their garden. So he used to bring every day lemon, and Thakur, when he used to eat lunch or supper, they used to cut and give it to him. And that day, the same way, Ramakrishna is trying to squeeze the lemon, but as soon as he touched and trying to bring, it fell down from his hand. One time it happened, two times it happened, third time he fell. Then he said, ask Jogin next when he said, hey Jogin, where do you get this lemon? Then he said, "Yeah, from the same garden tree. I brought it yesterday, day before yesterday, and I'm bringing every day. It is the same tree. It is our garden and our tree." Then he said, no, you better inquire. No. He was arguing with Ramakrishna. No, arguing. I know I brought it myself. I plucked the lemon from that same tree. But no, you inquire. And anyhow, he inquired. And he came to know. What he came to know? That the lease, that garden, that lemon tree, that lease is over. Because lease is over, it is not your property. My God, could you find in a paper it is written this day, 1 year lease or something? That day is over. Even gardener does not know, their owner does not know who has given the lease. He does not remember the particular date. But Sri Ramakrishna could not take it and touch it. You cannot blame Ramakrishna. He is very partial and he does not like me, he does like it. It is not so. His constitution is such. He cannot help it. That's why he said, when a person like him attains such a state, then when Ramakrishna is in which state he is normally living, he cannot help discriminating about food. He cannot say or take every food and everything. Narendra, as regards food, one should take whatever comes for our normal life, no? Many people are very fussy. I don't take sugar. And then silently take rasgulla. In the tea time, I see some of our friends do that. Hey, I don't take this sugar. And then you have to make everyone run to find one sweetener or something like that. No, but next he's taking so many other things. That is not be fussy. That's why some Noren is saying regarding food. Also in monastic life, it is said what? Jadricha labo santushto. Uh, be satisfied whatever comes. Suppose the monastics who live wandering life in Himalayas and all over India, no, they have no choice of discrimination. Whatever you get, eat. A vegetarian, no vegetarian, no non-vegetarian. Whatever you get, eat. You are a monk. You say it is too much. Yeah, not too much. Buddha died for what? Buddha was a vegetarian, ahimsa. But when he went to a begging, and that day someone invited and gave the pork. And it was spoiled for some reason or something. And he ate, and that is the cause of his death. So why he ate? It's a monk's ideal. Whatever comes in your hand, have it. But don't like us here. We get so much. But in when you go for begging, whatever comes, take it. So that is the ideal for the monk and wandering sadhus. They live in that way. That's why Narendra says, as regard food, one should take whatever comes. But Ramakrishna was suggesting that his situation is different. He cannot but take every type of food. Then Ramakrishna started responding to Narendra. What you say applies only to a particular state of the aspirant's mind. When you are a state of mind, yes, that is okay. You should not discriminate so much. Take whatever comes in God's name. Huh? No food can harm a jnani. A jnani state, good and bad, this and that, they don't discriminate. So it cannot harm a jnani. According to Bhagavad Gita, the jnani himself does not eat. His eating is an offering to the Kundalini. We say, no, every day we say, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahovi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam. If we understand this meaning, then whatever food you are putting, you are offering into the fire of Brahman. So you are not eating fire of Brahman. That means while you are eating, Jnani should practice this. I am not the body. I'm offering it to the fire of Brahman as you do the homo fire. Homo fire time, you offer everything, every oblation to the fire, and fire consumes it. So similarly, this idea, I am not eating, I am not the body, so I'm offering it to the fire of Brahman. So here, Ramakrishna says, eating is an offering to the Kundalini Shakti, as if you are not eating. That is the idea for it. But that does not apply to a bhakta. Bhakta should make a little analysis. This is not good. Onion, this, that. The people at the beginning in the bhakta life, they discriminate that way, setting the mind for purity. Because also food, there is a big subject. Vegetarian, non-vegetarian, onion, or garlic, or this and that. These are really big subject. But question is that if one thinks, Jnani thinks, I'm offering to the fire of Brahman, so I am not affected. He does not feel affected. But a bhakta, to create a pure mind, pure food. Ahara shuddha, sattva shuddhi. Sattva shuddha, dhruva, smriti. Smriti lambe, vipra, moksha. So, ahara shuddhi, if we take proper bhakta, for a bhakta, ahara shuddha, if we take pure food. That's why you will find that in our brahmachari, when we get vows of brahmacharya, all brahmachari will cook for themselves. Sapak. And with simple rice, ghee, little potato, a little dal, whatever you, very simple sattvika food. Because sattvika food creates a sattvika mind. You can feel the difference. Uh, if the food is very rajasic, and you see, we eat so much and we go to bed and sleep is not coming. It's as though it's very good in tongue, but the food actually is a rajasic food. So it creates a rajasic tendency in me. Tamasic food. If you get stale, little puti, purju, sitanchajat, which has become stale, uh, it is for few days. Many people keep. I see that some people have it. Anything comes fresh, it puts into the fridge, and then when it comes out after 10 days, something is there that is coming out. I told someone that why are you doing this? You are keeping the fridge all jam packed with junk, which will come out after 10 days, and you cannot take the fresh food. Anyhow, so this is the point. Tamasa food is creates tamasic mind. Rajasa food, rajasic mind. Sattvika food, soothing effect it brings. That's why that's why it is considered ayu, sattva, bala, aragya. Take that food. That's called sattvika ahara, sattvika priya. Sattvic people are very fond of this type of food. Ayu, that means you eat and your health will be, you feel good. Ayu. Sattva, sattvika quality will develop in you. Bala, the body will be strong. Arogya, if not, will go to doctor for medicine and terms and this and that. So, that means take such food which will make the body sattvika. And that is the purpose of bhakta's attitude. And bhakta tries to analyze. But our sometimes food is kitchen religion, Swamiji said. It becomes very deep subject. Uh, Everything right and right hand will touch the left hand. The spoon going to that spoon. That is this thing, and that. So it is too much goes on the food. So there is value. Uh, True, it is true. You take fruits for your normal food. You see, it creates different, and you take something which is pungent and hard and spicy and this and that. It has its impact. It is a chemical reaction. It goes into the body and reacts to your body and mind. Is a complex. It one helps into the other. No? So there are values, and Sattvika people or devotees can watch it. But Shankara came to suggest that no, you are too much focused on what you are eating to the tongue. Hey, piyaj, it is onion. Oh, I don't take it. Oh, it is garlic. Ah, I should not. I am a sattvika person. Yes, but be same with your eyes. What you are in taking in your eyes, through your eyes, what you are hearing through your ears, all the garbage and gossip. Stop that. Check that. Eyes, which is not good, not spiritual. Stop it. That time we are free. I am a bhakta. I am a sadhu. I can do that. But I am very careful about onion, very garlic, and jump out of the chair because it is not sattvika. That means we have to be careful about all the five sense organs. Aha, ariyate iti aharo. That which the intake. To the mouth, it intake one food. That is the normal ahar means. But it should be also the all other five organs, five sense organs. Chakshu, Karna, Nasika, Jiva, Tok. So whatever we are observing, it should be pure, stainless, godly ideas, godly thoughts, godly vision. See, go. It creates tremendous distinction, difference between us. No, if we go to see a temple and beautiful images of Krishna, Radha, Shiva, Durga, Kali, Mother, no, it creates instantly one reaction. And you go and see something very rubbish, Immediately your mind is like water, no? You put it in a cup, it takes the shape of the cup. You put in a glass, it takes the shape of a glass. You put it in a bowl, it takes the shape of a bowl. So what we are putting on mind catches that. And that is the instant one first hand effect, is that it takes up the image and pollutes it or makes it pure. And it does not end there. It creates a mark in the mind, creates a subconscious remark, and it can be second time it can aggravate from the old stock. It is samskara. So it is instant effect and later effect. Later effect is that it creates a mark in the mind, in the bottom of the mind, it gets silted. Hmm? And when similar other another time I go to see anything, it triggers those, like Google search engine. It brings all that old thoughts. No, that is the way our mind works. Suppose you are sitting here, if we talk about one accident, oh, I saw one accident in my calm, and you say one word, see, all our mind will be thinking of so many accident stories, but you have your own experience. Is it not? The Google engine. Google has designed seeing all these God God set engines here. So that's why it is very important what you are here, what you are absorbing inside. Be careful, not to the tongue only. If your tongue is okay, but more so for the eyes, more so for the ear, more so of the touch, and all the sense organs, five organs, you take pure food. Ahara sutta, then will be sattva suddhi. Sattva means buddhi. The intelligence, understanding will be clear. That's why we pray. Diyo yona prachodaya. My intelligence, let it be purified. Oh Lord, guide me so that I can catch the right thing. Huh? So Suddha Sattva, and Smriti. Then you will be remember that I am divine. I am a child of God. That Sattvika mood will be remembered, and mind will remind us, I am not this, but I am child of God. I am Atman. Whatever may be your sadhana. Huh? And Dhruva Smriti. And Smriti Lambat, Vipra Moksha. You become a Vipra. You become a Brahmin then. And then you become liberated from all the bondage because you see God through your food, through your eyes, through your senses. So how it will develop? That is the real ahar. So Sri Ramakrishna said, the jnani does like that, but that does not apply to a bhakta. The present state of my mind is such that I cannot eat any food unless it is first offered to God by a Brahmin priest. People will say caste system. Huh? All Brahmins are Brahmin and we are not Brahmins. Yes. Brahmins mean here, Ramakrishna means the Brahminic quality. His father was a Brahmin. He will not tell a lie. He was a poor guy, but when he walks, everyone stands up with reverence. Khudiram, when he used to walk in the village, and any person, they will give way. It's the most holy person, holy Brahmin is going. That means Brahmin does not mean born in Brahmin family, but still it is Brahminic qualities are there. That type of people. That's why even our Belun Mott, only Belun Mott and in our Dakshineshwar and Madras, Chennai, in the two places because there are relics and special offering is given, Brahmins cook because Thakur used to like just an exceptional uh, place where they maintain this tradition. But Sri Ramakrishna says, I cannot take that unless it is by a Brahmin priest. Formerly, my state of mind was such that I would enjoy inhaling the smell of burning corpses carried by the wind from the other side of the Ganges. It tasted very sweet to me. But nowadays, I cannot eat food touched by anybody and everybody. Hmm? That is the state. Mind changes, no? In the different levels of journey. He says that one time there is no distinction between pure and impure in a mental state. Even the corpse are burning, and that bad smell of the flesh burning. I used to enjoy it. Uh, but now, but the question of those type of thing, anything which is not that pure, I cannot take it. Nowadays, I cannot eat food touched by anybody and everybody. No, I cannot. But once in a while, I do. Then he remembers once or twice he did it. What? One day I was taken to see a performance of a play in Kesav's house. They gave me luchi and courage to eat. I did not know whether the food was handed to me by a washerman or a barber, but I ate quite a little. Then everyone laughed. Rakhal had asked me to eat. So I didn't eat, but Rakhal told me eat. so, so I ate, but that was an exception. Uh, I didn't then understand who is cooking and who is serving all this serving. To Narendra, with you it is all right. He's a jnani, you know. His mind is high up, and Ramakrishna wants him to be his messenger. She wants to get him come down. Saptarshi Rishi. Mind is always shooting high up. That's why he used to keep all the sandesh, Rasgulla, brought by Marwaris and others in Dakshineswar. But he will not give it to Baburam. He will not give to Rakhal. They are bhaktas. But it will all kept for Naren. And when he comes, he will bring and sometimes he will ask Hriday, Hriday, will you go to Calcutta? You have not visited Calcutta for a long time. That is not the point. Main point is that if you go, take some carriage fare and go. And when you go, take the sweets for Naren. So he's feeding Naren to bring his mind down to the earth because he says, I am in Samadhi. He is asking, what do you want? He said, I want to be in Samadhi all the time. And Ramakrishna said, what? I thought that you will be much bigger than that, etc., etc. That means he's trying to pull his mind down. That's why this food is okay with him. In his burning fire of knowledge, any food you give, it becomes ashes. No? It all the fire will consume everything. But a little light, little heat, and nowadays we don't understand those. When we used to cook in the wood furnace, and see, you give one wood and it's little green or just cut, and the water is oozing back, and it's making the fire stop. No, so Jnana fire is so big. That's why Jnani, Sri Ramakrishna's dear child, Rakhal, Naren, he's saying for you is okay. Blessed is he who feels longing for God. Now, you eat anything and everything, but to the devotees, he said, blessed is he who feels longing for God, though he eats pork. Pork eating is bad, no? For Hindus, it is very bad. But it's not bad if you are a bhakta. বলছেন ভক্ত, the blessed is he who feels longing of the. If one feels for longing for God, that is important. Even he eats pork, if his longing for God is there, he is blessed. And contrary, but shame on him whose mind dwells on lust and gold, though he eats the purest food, boiled vegetables, rice and ghee. So it's cut very, very strictly, making a division. Devotion to God is important. If we have love for God, devotion to God, even pork eating and doing that is good. But if the mind goes to the lower propensities of life and lust and greed and one of this mortal world, and eating vegetarian food, ghee, and sattvika food, sapaka food, all this, I don't touch it, you don't come to me, I am pure, I'm higher than you. This separation does not do anything. That's a modern analysis. When people talk about vegetarian, non-vegetarian, I ask this, I give this Thakur's solution. Main thing is Goal of life is God realization. Goal of life is falling in love with God by eating, if it is anything suits your system. So we cannot make a distinction like that. Suppose those people who are on the coastal region, say Kerala, say Madras on the coastal region, you come to Puri on the coastal region, you come to Bangladesh, Bengal, where there is plenty of water, people eat fish. It is nothing, they don't never thought that I am killing some animal and I am doing injustice to that. It's born with that. But some place you go to the Himalayas, they don't. I was one time walking in Rishikesh and went for begging food. You had to go for some place to where Satra is there. So I was coming after begging my four chapatis and little dal, very precious, and some sabji. And then coming, what happened? I saw about maybe 2,000 feet down, one person is in the creek that water is flowing, Maganga is blowing, and there is some poor guy, he was casting a net or fishing something. Oh my God, a person's just on the road, well, in front of me, he taking a stone and hitting, killing, because, महात्मा जी देखो मछली पकड़ता है. He's such a stupid. He's killing the fish. I'm like, Baba, you are killing the man. to, to, be, to make him pure, you are just throwing a stone 2,000 feet down. With what velocity it will go? If it hits any head or leg, he will be down then. But he does not care about that. Machli. So because they are not, I cannot blame them because they don't have the culture, sadhus or the devotees. They have the idea that it is always we should not take fish or any animal eating. No, so that is okay with them. Our center, you go to Vrindavan, all the sadhus you are posted from anywhere, Bangali, Bengali, fish eater, or in Kerala, sadhus, you are vegetarian, no chance of anything there, as long as you are posted. But but you come to Belur, then you can get both, but you are not forced to eat. If you like, you can take vegetarian, you can take non-vegetarian, means fish. So this is the point. We should be liberal on that side, rather focus on how we can love God more, how we can be devotional, how we feel the connection with Him, and we become pure more internally, purer and purer and purer. Okay, so I can end here, 5 minutes, and if we have any question, we can 5 minutes. That's okay, Swami? খাদ্য বিচার. This is a very important topic in favor. In main thing here is the conclusion. You do whatever you like. Are you becoming closer to God or away from God? If it takes you closer to God, good for you. It need not be generalized. But if it takes you away from God, even taking all these things, then avoid that. So that is the ideal teaching, no? प्रेम लगाना चाहिए मनुआ, प्रीत करना चाहिए, भजन करना चाहिए मनुआ, साधन करना चाहिए, ना?
All right. Hitler was a vegetarian. Jesus Christ was not vegetarian. Hitler was a vegetarian, and Jesus Christ was a non-vegetarian. And you look at the lines.
Yeah. That is the point. If we are very aware of it, this apparent distinction, there is a distinction between this food, that food. Our sadhus say Swami, Lokeshwarananda Swami. When he was a young man, as a joining, and was in the school, and the orphan boys are eating, so he used to have fish or something like that. But in later part, he gave up. If it spontaneously comes in your mind, do that. We don't like anymore. Okay, but it is that does not make a sadhu or non-sadhu. Holy or unholy does not depend on that. It depends on your devotion, your love, your prayer, your intoxication in God consciousness.
Like some Sarvadevananda ate fish for Kadam.
That is a story. Sarvagatananda Swami was all the time he was a vegetarian from his very early days. But he was when he came to Konkal to join by Akhandananda Swami's instruction, and then Kollanananda Swami was there, and Kollanananda Swami was sick, no, and then the doctor suggested to have some fish, but it is difficult for him to get the smell even. He never, but for him, he cooked and he ate to just to serve such a sadhu like Kullanananda Swami, Swami Vivekananda's disciple.
Can be
Huh?
with love.
Huh?
Transformation is
Ah. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.